We are back. It is motherfucking Tubi Tuesday. I can't swear, I don't think, because the YouTube gods will strike me down where I stand. Gotta be careful with that. Anyways, today it is Tuesday, cycle day 3. I don't know why I said that. I got kids, and these kids are always on these cycle days, but it doesn't match up with the actual days, so you never know what cycle day it is. Going off on a tangent, let's continue. I had to pull up my phone because this goddamn name is insane. 2177, the San Francisco Love Hacker Crimes. Mother of God. This might be the dumbest movie I've ever seen in my life. And I've seen a lot of movies, and I've made some, and they're all dumb. Movie opens at a police crime scene. You got a few cops, and everything is made of goddamn holograms in this movie, straight up front. Let's just get that out of the way. Every scene, fucking holograms, okay? Police line, holograms. Phones, holograms. Any kind of screen, holograms. Signs, holograms. Actors, I don't know, probably holograms as well. You can't fucking tell. So we're at this police crime scene. There's these two cops. They're kind of like managing this futuristic SWAT team, I think. They have a screen opened, and we can take a look at the screen, and it makes no sense first off the bat. I don't really understand it, but the one thing I'm able to pick out from that screen is that it looks like the SWAT team's moving at like 110 miles an hour or something for some reason. Is that what that means? Then a woman approaches the police barrier, but she's all pissed off. But I think it's understandable because if you look, her head is like phasing in and out of reality. So I guess that's a legitimate reason to be upset. And just getting outside the story for a moment, why does the audio sound so terrible if the entire movie is filmed on a green screen? If anything, the audio should be beautiful. You're in a very controlled environment. But this is just the tip of the iceberg because the audio later on gets so intelligible that it's just, it's intelligible. Unintelligible? What did I say? Oh, Jesus Christ, it did make me stupider. And look at this police line again. There is no hyphenation, no space in between the words at all. You can't really tell what this says. It could actually say, not cross police line due, which doesn't even mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. But it all depends on where you start reading this thing from, right? Just saying, if you add a little space, shimmy the words apart a little bit, or like a dash, clears everything up, no questions asked. Then we cut inside to, I believe, this incident that's going down, and that's the dad from Home Alone. He's behind some sort of laser force field. You can't understand a goddamn word he says because they layered some sort of effects on there, and shit, son! This is what we've been waiting for. That's it. That's the man himself, Mr. Sean Patrick Flannery. Sean Patrick Flannery. He's in this movie a lot. I don't know why. I guess this is just another day on the job for old Shawnee P. But he shakes a little bit, does some sort of thing, and the force field goes down, and they capture the Home Alone dad. Saving the day, once again, Sean, saving the day. And I think this is probably a good time to roll out what I'm gonna call the Flanometer. We're just gonna kind of monitor where Sean Patrick Flannery's desire to, I don't know, exist is at, based on sequences in this movie. Because a lot of times it feels like perhaps he doesn't want to be here, but we're going to keep an eye on it, I guess. That's what we'll do. So it turns out this police woman with Sean, who's played by Dominique Swain, who's also like a real actress, they have some sort of romantic relationship, I guess. I can't tell what's going on, honestly, and that's going to be a repeating theme throughout this movie is I'm never quite sure I understand what's going on. But we're going to continue on because it's the only thing we can do. Sean gets a call on his hand. He answers with his hand. Everything is with this. They're always opening screens with their hands out of nothingness. It's fucking annoying. Anyways, I have no idea who Sean is talking to. He says something about getting the panic room ready. Dominique says something about vinegar face. I don't know. And this is like 3 minutes into the movie and I'm already lost.
Hey, Vinegar Face. I'll have a protein shake later. Thank you. She can kiss my ass, both cheeks.
And then we cut into what looks like maybe a prison. It's very green. There's words going across the screen. If we enhance on the words and flip them around, it says, "Is your friend?" Which, again, makes no sense. But I feel like at least we're putting in the effort now to kind of try and understand some stuff. And then we cut away from those guys in the prison to these new couple. And this is where it really lost me. Is this not Dominique Swain, who just played the cop earlier, like 2 minutes ago? She's now playing this other character, Trish or something. What the hell is his name? Temprella? What the fuck was it? Let me look this shit up. So I figured it out because I looked on IMDb, and it turns out that Dominique Swain plays Guadalupe Santana, who is the cop, but she also plays this criminal lady, Femi. I thought I was going crazy. Like, I thought I was legit, like, confused that these were two different people. And I kept thinking and getting... Anyways, these two criminals are just standing amongst a sea of holographic signs. And I gotta think, at best, all these signs are just giving you, like, crippling headaches. Maybe terminal cancers. I don't know. I was definitely getting a headache from watching this thing. Anyways, Femi complains that she is being smothered by his love, which, I don't know, that doesn't sound good, right? Although there's certain connotations of smothered. When I think of the word, I think of like cheese smothering some French fries or some chicken or something. That's probably because I'm a fat bastard.
Let me breathe! Why are you smothering me with your love?
But anyways, they're gonna run some sort of scheme or do something to steal some money off this couple who's kind of confused and lost. So Femi approaches them and tells them that she knows the way to the subway terminal thing. But the guy doesn't want to walk the 2 blocks. Instead, he wants to go down the creepy alley, which I guess they do. And then the scene ends and we never know what happened. I guess she stole from them or they beat him up or something. Crime happened? Did crime happen? We cut to some nerd.coms hanging out in the local server room, doing some stuff. They're watching porno together at work, which is weird. If you ever find yourself in a situation where you're sitting at work watching pornography with your coworker and talking about it, I think you should probably just think about some of your life choices at that point and just maybe rethink a few things. Because this is weird. This is weird shit. Like, I don't even want to talk to my coworkers, let alone look at porno with them. I think it's a good time, though, that we go check in on Mr. Sean P. Flannery. Wow, look at that. He's doing... okay, I guess it makes sense of why he's doing so well right now. Sean gets a call on his futuristic computer phone wall hologram thing. But anyways, he gets a call on his computer, and we can... What the... Hold on. So let's look at some of this holographic computer stuff. All right. This says blank reference, blank mail note, blank folder. Why does he have all this blank crap on his desktop? He's like a fucking boomer. Like, this is what my grandma's computer desktop looks like. So we learn that Sean's accounts are all being frozen, even his off-world ones. That's right, guys, even his off-world accounts. God damn, that's gotta suck. So Sean goes into his very blurry garage. Nothing's working. Sean's getting, look at that fucking, he's totally losing interest in this whole goddamn thing. Screens aren't working, goddamn garage doors aren't working. So Sean goes into his backyard, which apparently is a tropical paradise out of nowhere. He climbs a fence that is just off screen, because why not? And then when he emerges on the other side of the fence, there's a downpour. But it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. And now it looks like Sean Patrick Flannery is aggressively calling his agent, trying to get off the movie. It's not really working. And there in the foreground is the criminal couple, once again played by Dominique Swain as Flemmy. This time they're going to do their big heist on Shawnee P. Turns out Sean wasn't calling his agent trying to get off the movie. He actually didn't have a phone, but Femi allows her to use her phone. But Femi is so kind, will allow Sean to use her phone, which is really just her hand. So Sean uses her hand to try and make a call. So what happened to Sean's phone if your phone is just your hand?
Right.
So now we cut to the police station, and now Dominique Swain is back at it, playing a different character. She's now the cop. She's upset about something. She's asking for things. I have no idea what's going on, and I really don't think it's my fault. I feel like this movie is aggressively distracting. There's so much crap on screen at once, and the whole time you are like trying to put all of your focus and effort to just understand what people are saying because the sound quality is so poor. So I feel like you got to cut me a little slack in not knowing exactly what's going on. I promise I did watch the whole movie, but what the hell?
No casualties, but the server fire was completely destroyed. Office phone was checking for other devices, but it seems...
So then Dominique and another cop get into what appears to be a Mini Cooper, like a 2010 Mini Cooper, which would make it like 167 years old, and oh shit, that thing flies now? That's pretty cool, actually. Is that considered driving? I never understood that about Blade Runner. You're not really driving then anymore, right? You're just flying the whole time. But then you have a steering wheel. But do planes have steering wheels? I guess they do. Right? Yeah, planes have steering wheels. But there's no... Yeah, because they do have... Okay, this movie really did make me dumb. But at least we get this cool CGI flying scene, and this is probably some of the best stuff in the movie because it's reasonably understandable in a way, or like reasonably digestible by your brain where it's not like overload. So it's felt like a reprieve, like my brain rested for a moment. So now we're back with Sean. He's doing okay. Look at him. Good for you, Sean. He's hitting on the lady, of course, because, well, that's what he does. And then he gets kicked or falls or steps into what appears to be like a 1930s train. But it's also the future. And then Femi goes back to her boyfriend, who she said was smothering her earlier, but now she's questioning whether he loves her. And it's like, I don't care. I don't care about any of this. Like,
Stop looking at me like that. It makes me think you don't love me anymore.
and then she freaks out again about being smothered. It's like, are you smothered or are you not smothered? And Tony, that's the boyfriend, tries to comfort her by, casually grabbing her breasts. Then we're back with the nerds, and we learn that Sean Patrick Flannery is the richest guy in San Francisco. But I thought he was a cop at the beginning of the movie because he was at a crime scene. He kisses the cop, who I guess is his wife, but also is the same actress who plays Femi, but he doesn't recognize her as this. Look, I do admit, it's got to be kind of hard making this movie, finding all like these stock images of all these locations and shit. Like, that would take a solid 20 to 30 minutes of Google image searching. And it's not like they really need to be high quality either, because everything's so blurred it doesn't really matter. So now we're back with good old Shawnee P standing in front of a fire for some reason. Femi's back. I don't know why. Oh shit, she just got hit by a fucking van. Oh my god, I didn't see that coming at all. She's fine though. She's just gonna walk it off, I guess. That's what you do. That's what I tell everyone who gets hit by a van. You just gotta walk that shit off. Just walk it off.
I need to walk it off is all, really.
We learn though that she is only 60% organic and that her legs are actually fake robot legs, which does sound kind of cool, right? In the future, you got robot legs. But my concern here is like with a lawnmower, you gotta do like maintenance regularly, which I don't always do. I'm not gonna lie, like sometimes I don't. And then it's like a fucking pain in the ass to get that shit started. Like, is that gonna happen with my legs? Like if I didn't replace the fucking air filter and the carburetor and all that, whatever, gas and spark plugs and you know what I'm saying? Like that's just, not a very mechanically inclined person, so I don't know. So Sean decides they gotta get out of here, get Flemmy some help. Femi? I don't know. It's one of those things. Anyways, he's helping her up and he kisses her on the back of the head like a fucking creepster. And they're just like barely know each other. That is a weird ass thing to do. I'm just saying, you shouldn't. That's fucking weird, dude. Oh, before I move on, I forgot to mention, we learned that Sean has apparently lost all of his memory. He doesn't remember his wife. I don't remember this happening earlier in the movie or when this happened. I have no idea. Am I too dumb for this movie? That can't be right. Like I might be too dumb for this movie. And now we are treated to a 2-minute scene of Sean Patrick Flannery staring off into the abyss, thinking, I guess, I don't really know. But it's 2 minutes long, which doesn't seem or sound like a long time until you actually do it. Just sit there and watch it for 2 minutes of nothingness. I don't know why it's in the movie. All these aspects add up. The aggressively annoying bright visuals. This scene of just staring for 2 minutes. I can't do this anymore. So then in the morning, Sean and Femi go down into the subway. This time they go into the subway tracks where they run into the mole people or the warlocks or something. I'm just kind of making that up. I feel like that was in one of those X-Men cartoons, but they kind of reminded me of that. It doesn't matter. Femi knows some of these people. She gets into a fucking fight, and it's actually not that bad. The choreography is pretty good for what it is. I don't know. It's better than, it's like legitimate and real. I think that was the thing. It's like I could grasp onto two physical objects interacting as opposed to everything else being just mind-bogglingly fake. I'm losing my mind. This movie is losing it. I'm going. Cop Dominique Sween. She's on her way. She's got to stop by the Tour de France, which is taking place in San Francisco. Why not call it the Tour de Frisco? The Tour de San.
The Brander killer just sent another email to the mayor.
Any new dead bodies turn up?
No. This message is asking for a ton of money, or else Rita and Elliot, the Tour de France winners, will die. Deadline's in 30 minutes.
Well, anyways, these guys are doing the Tour de France. They're biking so goddamn fast. I have to assume. I mean, if we can think back to earlier in the movie when those SWAT guys were moving at 110 miles an hour, just think about how fast these guys on these bikes must be going. And shit, that's what happens when you break the sound barrier or the speed of light, maybe? Is that what happened? They just... And then Dominique Swain Cop, she's hot on the trail of this criminal who blew up these Tour de France Francisco riders, driving her goddamn Mini Cooper through the skies, underwater. This is actually kind of fun, this sequence. Dominique crashes the goddamn Mini Cooper into the ocean. It's okay. It's the future. This shit happens all the time. You just sit around in your force field bubble till the helicopter picks you up. It happens all the time. Don't worry about it. If I wasn't covering this movie for this, I would have been done with this thing about 3 minutes into it, because while it is funny how bad it is a form of torture. I keep saying that because I am now re-torturing myself by talking about it and reliving the trauma that is 2177. This, I can't even say the name. It's so stupid. Like the Heights of, what the fuck is this shit called? 2177. I didn't even write it down.
You know what? Let's do it right here.
Why does it sound like this? Why does it have to sound like this? Anyways, they get captured again by the mole people. Femi gets put in what looks like a VHS player, but if you took the case off and made it like life size, that's kind of how it looks to me. I don't know. Sean starts getting naked, because why the fuck not? And he just straight up punches this lady cold. She's fucking dead. He killed her. And then we get the reveal that we have been waiting for. This kind of starts to tie the movie together. Like it legitimately does, honestly. There's this old guy, this guy working in some sort of human plant place. Turns out Femi is a replicant, not a replicant. She is a She's essentially a replicant. I don't know how this. She's a genetically engineered human being that she is manipulating so that he can get to Sean Patrick Flannery and Sean's wife, Dominique Swain Cop, to get revenge for the guy from Home Alone from the beginning of the movie. That's right. I started to understand shit. I fucking did it, guys. I pulled out some plot from this movie and I started to piece the puzzles together. And my God, I don't think it made it any better. In fact, I feel like it made it worse.
Let me stop it!
I know why she yelled no. Because she did exactly what I did. I looked at how much time was left in the movie and it said 30 minutes. No. Anyways, Femi and Sean are now at the hospital. Sean says he's fucking done. Look at that flanometer. He's done with this shit. But the director said, no, sir. And he just fucking picks up Sean and throws him back into this movie. Which is what you gotta do sometimes. These actors, prima donnas, I'll tell you that. They'll just run your ram shot all over your movie. You gotta keep them in place. So, Sean, you're back in the movie. We're almost there. Just stick with me, Sean. And then Femi, with her last breath, is able to help Sean destroy this android guy. Yes. At this point, cop version of Dominique Swain shows up where the Femi version of Dominique Swain is laying in a hospital bed and Sean's right there. And Sean's been with this Femi version for days and he looks at the cop version and he doesn't recognize her. How would you? They look. Why? Like I get you have amnesia and you don't remember who the people are, but the basic function of understanding when two people or two things look alike or are the same, he can't grasp that. Like, I mean, he's me. You're me too. You and I we are the same. You are me, and I am you. You get it, right? You get me. Like so now Sean is recuperating. I feel like we're close to the end, right? I feel like I can just almost see the end, and I'm starting to feel alive again in some ways. Then we're in some room. There's a woman jumping around, ninja kicking, all kinds of shit. They kidnaps cop Dominique Swain. Never saw that coming because it's just nonsense at this point. I think that was the android lady from the beginning of the movie who Sean calls about the panic room. But it leads to Sean getting in his old 1950s airplane Mini Cooper thing and flying around. And then and then the next scene, Sean is captured and hanging in this room where Dominique Swain is captured as well. So I don't know how he got from the plane to being captured and hung up in the secret lair, but if it makes the movie closer to being over with, I'm on board, okay? I'll just say that. I'm on board for it. Let's just get this shit done with. Stuff happens. Sean's kicking people. Dominique Swain's kicking people. The robot lady who was bad in the previous scene doing ninja jumps and kicks is now good. There's black ooze leaking around. Sean's yelling about, I can't see, which I think was legitimately actor Sean yelling he can't see because it never comes up again in the movie as character Sean. So I don't know. That's just a fan theory. That's what I'm going with.
I can't see. I can't see.
Tragedy. It's tragic, honestly. Shawnee P. He's in a sci-fi coma. Look at that shit. He's like a still image, too. That can't be good. You ever been turned to still image? That's not good. See? I'm still image right now. It's creepy as fuck, right? Bam! I'm back. He gets a little, you know, Dr. Rub, I guess. Just in the future, that's all you gotta do is just rub somebody. You gotta rub me the right way. Thank you, Christina. Look, you gotta, it's probably just some science thing. I don't, you know. And we're getting there, guys. Last few scenes of the movie, Sean and Dominique Swain are laying in bed. Bunch of things are popping up. Looks like Looks like Sean's running at a solid 120 miles an hour right now. That's pretty, oh wait, he's dropping a little bit there. He dropped to 40. I don't know what's going on there. Is that good or bad? 20, that can't be good, right? I have no idea. I don't know. Then we get a bridge and a beautiful acoustic ballad band played. Oh yeah, that's just what I needed to take me home. Sean and Dominique Swain hugging each other against the blue screen. Everything I always wanted. That's it. That's the movie. What the fuck? But I do want to thank Badass Mando for the recommendation. And you can leave a recommendation below and maybe I will check it out next week for the next episode of Tubi Tuesday. If I make it, I still have to edit this. Really not looking forward to that. But that's it. That's going to do it for this week's episode. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like it, subscribe, all that bullshit. We'll catch you here next time, guys. Goodbye.